Jaket keselamatan, life jacket, ialah kelengkapan yang dipakai sewaktu berada di atas permukaan air, sama ada menaiki kapal, perahu atau bersukan, untuk memastikan keselamatan pemakai dalam keadaan yang terapung sekiranya terhumban ke dalam air. Terdapat pelbagai rekaan jaket ini yang dibuat mengikut tahap keselamatan sesuai dengan kegiatan yang dijalankan atas air. Penggunaan jaket keselamatan yang sesuai dan betul mengikut keperluan serta operasi adalah penting bagi memastikan tahap keselamatan sentiasa berada dalam keadaan yang tinggi. Amnya terdapat pelbagai jenis dan reka bentuk jaket keselamatan yang digunakan. Namun pada asasnya jaket keselamatan terbahagi kepada dua kategori, iaitu jaket keselamatan yang menggunakan udara atau gabus, solid foam. Jaket keselamatan, JK, merupakan peralatan yang dikategorikan sebagai Life Saving Apparatus, LSA. Jenis jaket keselamatan yang digunakan oleh PLDM adalah seperti berikut. General Service Life Jacket, GSLJ. Hazardous Duty Life Jacket, HDLJ. Solid Foam Life Jacket, SFLJ. Air Crew Life Jacket, ALJ. Underwater Demolition Team Life Jacket, UDLJ. GSLJ adalah JK yang disimpan di dalam porsi yang berwarna biru gelap dan dipakai kemas pada pinggang serta dilaraskan mengikut keselesaan pengguna dengan menggunakan tali pinggang yang disediakan. Pengembungan GSLJ dilaksanakan dengan meniup udara melalui tiup mulut, oral tuber, yang terdapat pada JK dan pelepasan semula udara dilaksanakan melalui pembukaan injap yang terdapat pada tiup mulut, oral tuber, yang sedia ada. JK ini digunakan di kapal, bot dan pangkalan laut. GSLJ dibekalkan kepada setiap anggota yang diperjawatkan di kapal, bot dan PL termasuk anggota tumpangan dan pelatih. JK perlu diguna garis miring dipakai semasa pelayaran dan semasa stesen kecemasan, stesen bertindak, stesen bertahan dan juga ketika aktiviti untuk mengawal kebanjiran garis miring kerosakan. A. JK perlu sentiasa disimpan di dalam porsi type, yang berwarna biru gelap. B. JK dipakai kemas pada pinggang dan dilaraskan mengikut keselesaan pengguna dengan menggunakan tali pinggang yang disediakan. C. JK dibekalkan kepada semua anggota kapal termasuk anggota tumpangan dan pelatih. D. JK diguna garis miring dipakai semasa perlayaran dan perlu dipakai semasa stesen kecemasan, stesen bertindak, stesen bertahan dan juga ketika aktiviti untuk mengawal kebanjiran garis miring kerosakan. E. JK jenis ini sahaja dibenarkan untuk diguna garis miring dipakai semasa sesi latihan di simulator. F. Penandaan nama pemilik JK pada ruang yang disediakan perlu menggunakan pensil. G. Pengembungan JK dilaksanakan dengan meniup udara melalui tiup mulut, oral tuber, yang terdapat pada JK. H. Pelepasan semula udara dilaksanakan melalui pembukaan injap yang terdapat pada tiup mulut, oral tuber, yang sedia ada.
Hello everyone, bringing you a video today talking about this, the first iteration of the Royal Navy General Service Life Jacket. The design of this is quite interesting and was spurred by significant losses during the Second World War, the want of decent sea survival equipment. The Royal Navy lifebelt, which had been, it's basically a rubber tube with a cloth cover, a more durable version of the lifebelt used by British troops on D-Day during Operation Overlord, as some may be familiar with. That particular design was really lacking, and something far more modern and up-to-date was needed, certainly by in the immediate post-war years. And that's what you can see here. It's an up-to-date design, and it's basically, with changes to materials and additional features, it's basically still in use today, or at least until very recently, in Mark 5, I think, or Mark 6 now, I'm not sure. The Mark III version of this was used in the bottom one. I have done a separate video on that. I'll put a card up in the corner of the video linking to that previous video. Not quite as polished as my more recent uploads, but it does show the design. I'll probably do a fresh version of that at some point. It's something I'm intending to do is better, up-to-date versions of previous videos, as well as looking at new stuff. This design would also prove influential. Certainly the US introduced a very similar design. The Australian Navy used a very similar design. I believe other Commonwealth navies did as well. Obviously, as you can see here, it's stowed in its integral pouch and on its belt around the waist. And the design is very good from this point of view. You can wear it in the pouch, out the way. It's not getting in the way on your torso and on your chest. It's not an encumbrance to wear, really. As you can see, unfortunately, one of the press-clips on the front of this is broken. I'm probably going to try and replace that at some point, but this is as it is. This is just, as I say, as it came to me. I've not really done anything work to try and improve this, to try and repair it, that is, but at some point I probably will. But as I say, this is in its pouch. I'll just move the mannequin around now and you can see how the belt and so forth attaches. Here you can see the back of the belt for the life jacket, and you can see it's a simple hook and loop here put together behind the back with this very heavy duty webbing, similar sort of braid of webbing as you find on the 1937 web equipment. And these two smaller straps on each side, as you can see here, these basically, once the life jacket is pulled over the head, they come up under the arms and help to keep the life jacket on around the chest and provide support. So literally, it's a case of, to put this on, you just open the flap and pull the life jacket over the head, and we'll demonstrate that now with the mannequin. Just remove the cap for this purpose. Just before I do, I'll mention HMS Leopard, a Type 41 frigate of the Leopard class, commissioned in 1955. So this mannequin, as is with the shirt and everything, is supposed to represent a British sailor in the late 1950s, mid to late 1950s, in a break shirt and so on. I have done a separate video on these shirts and trousers that went with them, so again I'll put a link to that card in the corner of the video. Again, not as polished as my more recent upload, but hopefully it will be of interest. But anyway, as I say, we'll take the cap off now and we'll put the life jacket on over the head of the mannequin, or over the neck of the mannequin. Okay, so we'll just unbutton this here. The life jacket pulls out, unrolls, and be pulled up over the top bottom here. There we are. Okay, so there it is. The life jacket is on, and you can see it's this rubber material here. We actually have a date stamp here, 1952, September 1952. We'll get a close up of that now. Here you can see the label on the front of the life jacket, which not only gives the manufacturer, but also the serial number and the date of manufacture. And you can also see at the bottom there with a stamp showing when the life jacket was tested. You can see the various features here. This is a manually inflated life jacket, so you have a tube here with a screw, close and open mouthpiece there to inflate. So that's there, obviously very easy to get at, correctly positioned. I've also installed on this the life jacket light, which you can see here, and the wire runs down to this little pouch on the side of the waist pouch for the life jacket here that contains the battery box for that, as you can see. It slides in and out. It's just a metal screw to get a battery box, which I think will take one D-cell, C-cell, a D-cell. There's a spring, and literally once it's closed and plugged in, the light will operate. So there's a nice little pouch for that on the side of the main compartment there. Other features we have here, a short line, which you can of course use to attach, keep together in the water so you don't drift apart. And then down here we have in the little pouch a plastic whistle, slightly degraded unfortunately, but nevertheless there it is. I think it still works. Not very well, unfortunately. As I say, it's a little distorted with age. Anyway, so the little whistle lives in the little pouch down there. But as I say, 1952, quite advanced design for the immediate post-war. A lot less flimsy than the US Mae West, Mae West type. Use the word Mae West, it's not a Mae West really. A lot less flimsy than the US Second World War life jackets, and as I say, my understanding is this would inspire the US post-war development of life jackets as well. We'll just have a look now at the side, and I'll show you how the smaller straps come up around under the arm to stabilise the whole thing and give more support. Looking at the right hand side here, you can see how the strap runs. This 1-inch strap runs down from the back, and these are adjustable. As you can see, they have sort of 1937 pattern webbing type fittings here. And it just comes up underneath the life jacket bring this round here, you can see that it comes and attaches to this front here. And this then can be used as a lifting point as well. So the harness around the body actually allows you to lift from there and help people into life rafts and so forth. And they were also introduced around this sort of time, improved design to inflatable life raft, again because of the losses that had been incurred during the Second World War. I have another example of these, which is in a white pouch, which we're going to have a look at in a moment. I won't be getting that out of the pouch because it's still packed in its original sort of talc powder, but we'll have a look at that now on the down on the blanket, as I normally do. It also came in its original requisition form, which is quite interesting, so we'll have a look at that now. Here you can see the second of this pack of life jacket which I have in my collection. And this one, as you can see, comes in a white pouch with blue trim. I'm not entirely sure if they originally intended for these to be issued with tropical uniform and the blue with blue uniform, or whether it's simply a manufacturing variation and that white was another colour that was permitted for these. Certainly they standardised on blue later on. But you can see the design here, it's basically exactly the same as the one that's on the mannequin, the blue example. So you can see the two press studs here, these both function thankfully. And if we turn this round, you can see here a close-up of the buckle. Simple hook and loop there, very simple to fasten around the waist. And then there is also a buckle for adjustment, which of the main strap, you can just see here inside the edge of the pouch there. And then you have these sort of straps which they can run up under the arm when the life jacket is worn over the neck. And you can see here the buckle to adjust those. And you can actually see, interestingly, still manufacturer's marks on the webbing here and where it's been folded and stitched. And this was issued, and I'll say why I know that in just a moment. I'll explain why I know that. It was issued, but it looks like it's never been used. You can see at the back here that it still has the pattern number. So this is the Stores label, as far as I'm aware. The life jacket is inflatable, as you can see. And you've got the pattern number at the top there, and a DNC number. I'm not sure what DNC means, so someone out there who does know, perhaps an ex-Stores rating or something watching this video might know. They could tell me what that refers to, but it still has the little Stores label there, attached with a little piece of whipcord. And the reason I know this was issued out is because it came with, when I purchased it, it came with this document. So this is a demand supply or receipt note for occasional supplies. And if we bring this up to the camera here, hopefully you'll be able to see. So we've got supplied by the Stores officer to HMS Daedalus, and then the address there, on 14th 3rd, I think, 54, 57, I think 57 actually, looking at the number over here. Received by Captain Mounthose, RN, and you can see here the details of the requisition, GS life jacket number 1, and then signed at the bottom here, as you can see. So it actually came with its original requisition document, which is a rather nice thing to have. So just, as I say, lucky to be able to purchase one with a bit of documentation with it as well, to say where and who it was issued to. So there it is. I do hope you found that interesting, as well as looking at the life jackets on the mannequin. So there we are. That's a look at the British 1950s General Service life jacket. As I say, those who have served in the Royal Navy in the years since will probably recognise this. It is very similar to that which is still issued today. Obviously things like the spray hood, the Mark III were introduced, and I think the Mark IV and so on, they've had extra features and obviously different materials, nylon and so forth, to replace the rubberized material here and the cotton webbing, making up the straps and everything. So, as I say, a very good design for the period. It provides lots of support and far better than the life belt which went before, which I will do a separate video on at some point. But there it is, the British General Service life jacket. I do hope you found that interesting, as I always say. If you have and you'd like to see more of this sort of thing, then please do consider subscribing if you haven't already. And if you're newly subscribing or you've already subscribed, do make sure to hit the notification button and the bell down below, and that will alert you when I upload future videos. There's also the Facebook and the Instagram page that I have, which are worth following, I think. I've put photographs up there, and they're a good place to keep up with what's going on in terms of reenacting events and things that I'm attending, if you're interested to see more of that sort of thing. That's everything I wanted to cover in this video, so until next time, bye for now.
HDLJ adalah JK yang disimpan di ruang simpanan khas di dada, Farese type, yang berwarna biru gelap dan dipakai kemas pada dada serta dilaraskan mengikut keselesaan pengguna dengan menggunakan tali yang disediakan. Pengembungan HDLJ dilaksanakan secara automatik atau manual dengan menggunakan mekanisme pengaktifan pada JK. Lazimnya gas karbon dioksida, CO2, yang dimampatkan di dalam silinder akan dilepaskan secara automatik apabila penderia yang terpasang pada mekanisme pengaktifan menyentuh air atau melalui tarikan tali pengembung oleh pengguna. Selain itu, proses pengembungan HDLJ juga boleh dilaksanakan melalui tiup mulut, oral tuber. JK jenis ini digunakan di kapal, bot dan PL. JK perlu sentiasa disimpan di ruang simpanan sedia ada, Farese type, yang berwarna biru gelap. JK dipakai kemas pada dada dan dilaraskan mengikut keselesaan pengguna dengan menggunakan tali yang disediakan. JK dibekalkan kepada anggota kapal apabila terdapat keperluan sahaja. JK jenis ini sahaja diguna garis miring dipakai hanya semasa pelaksanaan kerja-kerja berisiko di gelada atas dan semasa pelaksanaan evolusi di laut yang meliputi stesen menggeledah, bersau, menunda, kapal keluar masuk pelabuhan, replenishment at sea, RAS, dan lain-lain evolusi yang berkaitan. JK jenis ini sahaja diguna garis miring dipakai bagi pengoperasian terhadap semua jenis bot tempur, fast interceptor craft, rigid hull inflatable boat dan lain jenis bot, serta semasa pelaksanaan aktiviti di jeti seperti petugas untuk menyambut atau melepas tali dan lain-lain aktiviti yang berkaitan. Penggunaan GSLJ adalah dibenarkan sekiranya pegangan garis miring jumlah HDLJ tidak mencukupi. JK jenis ini tidak dibenarkan untuk diguna garis miring dipakai semasa sesi latihan di simulator. Pengembungan JK dilaksanakan secara automatik atau manual dengan menggunakan mekanisme pengaktifan pada JK. Udara mampat akan dilepaskan secara automatik apabila penderia yang terpasang pada mekanisme pengaktifan menyentuh air atau melalui tarikan tali pengembung oleh anggota. JK jenis ini juga boleh dilaksanakan proses pengembungan melalui tiup mulut, oral tuber, yang terdapat pada JK. Pelepasan semula udara dilaksanakan melalui pembukaan injap yang terdapat pada tiup mulut, oral tuber, yang sedia ada. SFLJ adalah JK dari jenis jaket, vest type, yang berwarna oranye terang. Ia dipakai kemas pada badan dan boleh dilaraskan mengikut keselesaan pengguna dengan menggunakan tali yang disediakan di bahagian pinggang garis miring dada pengguna. JK jenis ini dahulunya diperbuat daripada gentian sayuran, Vegetable fibri, yang dikenali sebagai kapok dan ianya digunakan di kapal, bot dan PL. SFLJ dipakai hanya semasa pelaksanaan kerja-kerja seperti mengecat dan mencuci bahagian tepi kapal, ship side, sahaja. Penggunaan GSLJ dan HDLJ untuk kerja-kerja terlibat adalah tidak dibenarkan. Ini bagi mengelakkan berlakunya kerosakan terhadap GSLJ dan HDLJ. JK adalah dari jenis jaket, vest type, yang berwarna oranye terang. JK dipakai kemas pada badan dan boleh dilaraskan mengikut keselesaan pengguna dengan menggunakan tali yang disediakan di bahagian pinggang garis miring dada pengguna. JK dibekalkan kepada anggota kapal apabila terdapat keperluan sahaja. JK diguna garis miring dipakai hanya semasa pelaksanaan kerja-kerja melibatkan aktiviti mengecat dan mencuci bahagian tepi kapal, ship side, sahaja. JK jenis ini juga tidak dibenarkan untuk diguna garis miring dipakai semasa sesi latihan di simulator. Tiada mekanisme pengaktifan, automatik garis miring manual, untuk JK jenis ini.
Longgar apa? Longgar juga pun. Kita dulu. Fokus kita dulu. Apa-apa hal, isu dia klik. Dia nak kemas, kita dah pakai. Satu lagi. Nak cari yang belakang. Tadi memang dia ada kat kesempatan ni je. Apa? Dapat daripada sini kan? Tarik. Bawah mesti kena ada. Kalau tak ada tadi bawah, sekejap lagi kita turun kan. Dan jaket ni bukan susah tau, kita nak buka tau. Turun tangan ke atas. Buka ke bawah. Sesuai, kita ada yang bawah ni. Dah klik. Kita ronggar kan. Balik. Tarik je. Tarik. Tarik ni ada. Nak longgarkan dia. Tak sangatlah pula ni. Tak sangat. Nak longgarkan dia tak? Tu ajar. Ni. Sini kan. Ni. So, ajar kau buat. Ajar dengan muda lah buat. Ajar dengan muda. Ambil dia jaket.
ALJ adalah JK jenis waistcoat, vest type, dan dipakai kemas pada badan. Pengembungan ALJ adalah secara manual melalui mekanisme pengaktifan silinder kor 2 tanpa penderia dengan tarikan. Tali pengembung atau melalui tiup mulut oral tuber. Ia juga dilengkapi dengan poket POC untuk personal locator beacon PLB serta peralatan emergency braking system 40 EBS 41. ALJ digunakan oleh kreu dan penumpang helikopter. ALJ hanya dibekalkan kepada markas udara MU TLDM dan perlu dipakai oleh kreu dan penumpang helikopter semasa melakukan penerbangan di kawasan laut melebihi 5 batu nautika daripada daratan. Terdapat dua jenis model ALJ yang digunakan di dalam TLDM iaitu MK45 untuk kegunaan kreu dan MK15 untuk penumpang helikopter. Sekian, terima kasih. Like, share dan subscribe.